here. But before we do that, we would like to remind you of a couple items. While we know this is an exciting time to celebrate with our brothers and sisters, please do your best to maintain socially distant throughout the ceremony. Also, once you've been recognized, please send just one chapter representative up here to receive their award. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and begin with the announcements, and we're going to give it over to Allison to announce the first award.
Hello? Okay, there we go. The Academic Achievement Award recognizes a chapter that has excelled academically during the 2020 year. The recipient of this award has an annual grade point average of 3.44, with their spring 2020 GPA being the highest among both the FSL and USU undergraduates community, and their fall 2020 GPA being above the USU men's GPA. This chapter is dedicated to helping brothers succeed academically, professionally, and personally through their Sigma and Epsilon challenges. Please join me in recognizing Sigma Phi Epsilon as our 2020 Academic Achievement Award recipient.
Now if you could just come up on the right here, we'll present you the award. I don't know. Need the camera? Yes, guys. All right, moving on to our Campus Involvement Award. So the Campus Involvement Engagement Award highlights chapters that have been supported, or that have supported the various university departments, and consist of members that are involved in additional student organizations. So the recipient of this award has gone above and beyond in these areas and continues to excel as a chapter. This chapter has members who are involved in the following organizations: Huntsman Scholar Program, USU Club Soccer, Air Force ROTC, Spirit Squad, Women in Aviation, and many more. So please join me in recognizing Alpha Chi Omega as our 2020 Campus Involvement Award recipient. Just go ahead and send up one recipient. Congrats.
This award recognizes chapters for their exceptional development, commitment, and impact to their service efforts. The recipient of this award totaled approximately 750 hours, which is about 41 hours per member. This fraternity has a strong connection to Special Olympics Utah, which they volunteer their time to serve as players and coaches to various activities hosted by the organization. This chapter also hosts annual fundraisers to support the success of those directly impacted by Special Olympics. Please join me in recognizing Delta Sigma Phi as our 2020 Overall Excellence in Service Award recipient.
Do we have anybody here with DSP?
I don't think
Okay. Okay, on to the next one. Our next award is going to be the Overall Excellence in Philanthropy. So this award recognizes chapters for their exceptional development, execution, and impact on their philanthropic efforts. The recipient of this award raised over $4,000 for various philanthropic causes, such as Prevent Child Abuse America and Girl Scouts. While working with the local Girl Scouts, they took the time to instill confidence and help young girls discover their passions. Please help me in joining and recognizing Kappa Delta.
We would now like to take a moment for Emily Taylor, Alpha Chi Omega's 2020 chapter president, to come up to the stage and recognize the recipients of the Amanda Moser Award.
Hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. I first want to say I'm really excited that we got to have this in person. I was really looking forward to it last year, and I'm glad that we can have it in person this year. So the Amanda Moser Scholarship is a scholarship for an active Alpha Chi Omega member Amanda Moser was a member of our chapter of Alpha Chi Omega, and she passed away from cancer, sadly, and we actually had an alumni start this scholarship up for her. So I could not be more honored to give this scholarship to Maren Speckard and Michelle O'Vera. And then Michelle's not here, but it'll be mailed if you're watching.
Okay, moving on to our next award, we're going to go to the Greek Week Chapter of the Year. So, Greek Week, it was reinstated by the 2020 VP Events Officer of Panhellenic Council, Courtney Buckwalter. So let's all give her a hand real quick, guys. So during the week, members of the FSL community had the opportunity to participate in activities such as tie-dye, medallion hunt, FSL history, and a corn maze. So the recipient of this award had a 57% participation rate during the week. This chapter truly embodied the purpose and goals of Greek Week. So please join me in congratulating Phi Gamma Delta.
Thank you very much.
So now we're going to go on to the Fraternity Man of the Year. The Fraternity Man of the Year award recognizes a member who demonstrates outstanding leadership and who has been heavily involved in their chapter, council, and the FSL community. Our three finalists for this award are Eric, with a K from school, Boston Ikabazi, and Cooper Lowe. So let's take a quick moment to give these three finalists a round of applause. The recipient of this award has helped promote Greek unity and has paved the way for others within the FSL and USU community. Here is what one brother had to say about him. He is one of the kindest and most inclusive members within our community and takes the time to check in on people's mental health and well-being. He sets and meets goals and ultimately makes the FSL community better. Please join me in recognizing Cooper Lowe as our 2020 Fraternity Man of the Year.
Perfect. Now we will go ahead and move on to the Sorority Woman of the Year. So the Sorority Woman of the Year award recognizes a woman who demonstrates outstanding leadership and who has been heavily involved in their chapter, council, and the FSL community. Our three finalists for the award are Courtney Buckwalter, Sarah Simmons, and Michaela Whitney. Let's take a quick moment to give them a round of applause, guys. So the recipient of this award has made outstanding contributions throughout her chapter and council positions. Here's what one sister had to say about the recipient. This woman is a prime example of a leader in the FSL community. She leads both within and outside of her chapter and opens her mind to all perspectives and people. She is strong, kind, and so big-hearted, and she is determined to break through new glass ceilings. Please help me in recognizing Sarah Simmons as our 2020 Sorority Woman of the Year.
And now on to Chapter of the Year. And through collaboration with Hayden Bossler, who was the former IFC president, and our USU president, Ms. Noelle Cockett, the President's Cup was created. This award recognizes one chapter that exceeded in multiple categories. I would like to invite President Cockett to the stage to give a few remarks and announce the recipient of this award.
Thanks, folks. It's really great to be here. I have to say, what a year we have had, right? It all started about March 13th. We are almost a full year into the COVID pandemic. And I think I feel sorriest for you students. The experience that you were having as a student suddenly came to a halt, and things changed very, very much. I am proud of the fact, though, that at USU we can still keep doing things. It is because of you folks continuing to wear your masks, social distancing, all the goofy rules we come up with. You're doing those, and that means we can stay open. But I have to tell you, this is the first student event I have done since spring. And so where would I like to do my first student event? With the Greek community. So, yep. So, I have been president for 3 years, and one of the first things that I wanted to do was to get more engaged with the Greek community. And so I remember having some meetings over in Old Main with the presidents. I've met with the academic advisors. A lot of you guys have invited me to meet with the chapters. I want to keep doing that, come over to the house or meet with a chapter at a meeting place, really get to know you guys. But one of the things that became very, very clear to me was the Greek community has some of our strongest students, academically, socially, Aggie spiritly, and civically. And you guys really are some of the most significant leaders we have on campus. You pitch in when things need to be done. You have great school spirit. You're there at the events, and you represent us very, very well. But one of the things that I realized as soon as I started meeting you, that you create a place of inclusion. You invite people from all walks of life, people that have come to USU and want to meet other people. And this creates lifetime relationships, lifetime friendships. It is so fun to see alumni. Some of these people are in their 70s or 80s, and they will see a sister or a brother from their Greek chapter, and they are just like back into school. So, you are really creating something by participating in the Greek community here at USU. Now, about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a situation happen at USU that resulted in a settlement that was signed by the previous president. And then I came into the presidency, and it was my task to implement that. So one of the first things I realized, though, is I need somebody who understands, believes in Greek communities, and can really, really drive the things that we needed to do forward in an appropriate way. And so the best thing I did was hired Paige. So let's give Paige a... And I know this whole thing about being a recognized club and what all that entails has been a struggle. I know that. And I think it's kind of reflected, like we don't have everybody here that normally we would have. But we're going to get through this. That's what that settlement was all about. Let's develop some new practices. Let's develop some new messages. Let's show the Greek community how strong they can be. So one of the things that I wanted to do was recognizing the top chapter of the year. I've come to this award ceremony every year that I've been president, and I see these various awards. But I always wondered, which one's the top chapter of the year? So as you heard, we came up with the idea of the President's Cup. Isn't that great, you guys? Yeah. So it's a rotating cup that will go to the top chapter for the year. We have the chapter will be engraved each year, and the year it has. And then they'll keep this cup and pass it off to the next chapter. if they don't secure the top chapter the next year. So rotating cup. And I hope that you guys see this as a tradition that we can start this year and carry on into the future. And maybe that'll be something years from now when you see your sisters or your brothers, you'll say, remember that year we got the cup. Now, another thing I wanted to do was extend the fun of getting it. So last year when we came up with this, I was going to have the chapter, and we're thinking a guest, but we're not sure, over to the president's house for a dinner, okay? Because I know you guys like to dress up. I've seen you guys at some events, and nobody dresses up better than the Greek community. So this year, we're actually not going to be able to do that. But I was just talking with Paige. I think by April, my guess is we're going to be able to do more things outside. So I'd like to do a reception for the top chapter of the year over at the president's house in the backyard. But it'll be nice. So, all right. So where's my glasses? So the things that we're looking at for the top chapter of the year are exactly what you guys did here tonight, except taken all together. So it's academic achievement, philanthropy, service, campus involvement, and Greek Week. So it's all 5 of the things. But what chapter ranked high in all 5 areas? So who do you think? Who do you think? So I'll give you a hint. This chapter did win one of the awards tonight, okay? All right. Now here's the second hint, and this one might help. This chapter ranks 2nd in all of the other awards. All right, who do you think? All right, we're ready. Too bad there's not a drum roll. All right, oh, that'll work, that'll work. It's Alpha Chi Omega. All right, I think it's going to be a good tradition, right? So ladies, let's get together in April, think about who your date's going to be, and let's do it. Congratulations, and thank you guys all for being such great Aggies.
All right, guys. Well, that was our last word of the night. And I just want to give one more round of applause to Paige really quick for putting this on. Amazing. I'm so glad we could do this. Thank you, Paige. Also, real quick, I know obviously we have quite a few different chapters and members here. I just want to give a round of applause to Greek life in general. Thanks, guys, for an amazing year, even through a pandemic. You guys are awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us for this 2020 USU Fraternity and Sorority Life Awards ceremony. We hope to see you all next year. We strive to continue recognizing each of you for your hard work and dedication to your chapters and to the USU Fraternity and Sorority life. Have a wonderful night, and remember to maintain social distancing as you mingle. Have a wonderful night, and go Aggies. Thanks, guys.